Hey baddies, it's your girl Bevy, and today I'm talking about GLP-1s. There were other things that I noticed though. Prior to that, your girl always kind of been on the spectrum for PCOS. Now I've had people come for me in the comments like, there's no such thing as a spectrum for PCOS, you either have it or don't. No. So there are guidelines that you have to, or criteria that you have to meet for an official diagnosis, right? I should have had that up. Let me Google it real quick, you know? When I say spectrum, right, it means that, let's say the guidelines say you have to have at least 5 of these symptoms to be officially diagnosed with PCOS. I would have about 4 of those symptoms, right? I'm still going through all the things, but unfortunately, I don't fit the diagnostic tool to have the actual diagnosis, so then I'm not necessarily treated for it. That's what I mean. So to make a long story short, I've always struggled with things like extreme fatigue, like brain fog, PMDD. We're gonna go into that in another video, but that is like PMS on steroids, right? Like I turn into a werewolf once a month, literally that week prior to my period because of the hormonal changes leading up to the period that causes PMS for some women, and in other women's, like we literally turn into like a psychotic, you know, and I'm definitely one of those psychotic chicks, right? And so yeah, I have to lock myself in a room or something because otherwise, like I'm a terror, like I'm terrorizing everybody around me. There was a lot of different things that I'm obviously cysts on my ovaries, heavy bleeding, like a lot of different things going through it. Okay, so number 1, irregular or absent periods. Number 2, an excess of androgens, which are high male hormones in your body. Polycystic ovaries on your ultrasound. So I think it's changed. This is the diagnostic guidelines for PCOS as of 2003. You need to meet 2 out of 3 of the following criteria. So for me, I had the high androgens and the polycystic ovaries, but I didn't have irregular periods. My periods were regular, however, they were heavy. So because of that, they never gave me a formal diagnosis. It's crazy. But anyway, all that to say, what I noticed from taking the GLP-1s was that I didn't have the brain fog anymore. I wasn't dealing with the extreme PMS symptoms, emotional PMS symptoms, in my case, PMDD, which was also like depression, anxiety. I mean, some people go as far as suicidal ideations. Like for me, I didn't go as far as suicidal ideations, but literally want to jump off a building sometimes because it was just so much emotions just going through my body. And when I was on GLP-1, I kind of noticed like all of these things were like regulated. Like I had homeostasis. I was at Zen. And what I realized, this was for me, I'm talking about me, Bevy, is that it seemed like by regulating the insulin in my body, also I had high cholesterol, right? And not because I was eating crazy, it was because of the insulin resistance, right? It brought down the cholesterol problems. Because of that, my hormones were regulated because it managed the insulin. Once it regulated my hormones, the cysts went away. Once it regulated my hormones, their periods were regular. Well, they were regular, but not as heavy. The cysts went away and my symptoms were I was just starting to literally manage my symptoms. And my insurance stopped covering it and I was off of it. And then I was off of it 6 months. Now within 6 months, I gained back 22 pounds. Didn't change lifestyle, didn't change dieting. But you gotta understand, you can't race and compete. Now, no, that's a lie. I did change lifestyle and dieting. I started going through a lot of things between my business, between my personal life. And I fell off. So I gained 22 pounds. But the worst thing wasn't the weight gain for me because I'm one of those people I could gain weight and it still looks cute. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still a snack. You know what I'm saying? I think what it was for me was that the fog came back, the hormonal issues came back, the cysts came, like just everything. Just y'all, like, I mean, for my ladies who are dealing with hormonal issues, who are in perimenopause, menopause, who are just going through it. Your hormones are wreaking havoc on your body, bro. Like, you think your kids did something to your body? Hormones? Your kids ain't got nothing on hormones. Everything that I could think of that I can't think of off the top of my head head because I'm freestyling right now. I was going through it when I came off the GLP-1. And I'm one of those hypochondriacs that go to my doctor like, yo, what's going on here? I see this little bruise here. What's this? And I talk to her about everything. I write everything down and go to my doctor filled with questions. I ain't never sitting there like, okay, what we here for today? Nothing. Okay, tap my little knee, tap my shoulder, head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees, and toes.
All right, go home, you pass. Nope, not me. I'm like, doctor this, doctor that. I noticed that around 3 o'clock on 6 weeks ago that when I was sleeping and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I was craving sugar, the last time I want to slap the crap out of somebody, like that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's how I am. Because we gonna get to the bottom of this because you ain't gonna think about just me. You got 30 other patients. So you gonna try to just get the mains. Nah. We gonna stick this out. We gonna work this out until we figure out what's going on with me. So she sent me here, there, everywhere. The bottom line is, come to find out, the GLP-1 was keeping me solid. Manage, because it was managing the number one culprit that was dysregulating my entire system. Oh, and the GLP-1 was helping me with my gut health issues. And once I got off of it, my gut started wilding out again. I'm like, bro, what is good? Now, keep in mind, I was having issues before these issues before, and I was managing them as naturally as possible. And you know how that is. It's hard. It's like, it's a fight. It's a tug of war. Once I got on GLP-1, whew, it was like, I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't have to take no craziness. I didn't have to take no type of other medications. It was just that. And then speaking to my primary care, my internist, endocrinologist, GYN, and all these, I call them my dream team. GLP-1 was managing all these other symptoms. And my doctor was like, listen, you don't even need GLP-1 for weight loss. You just need it to manage your insulin, regulate your blood sugar, and keep your hormones at bay. We just need you on a low dose. I was like, bet, because I don't want to lose that much weight. Because I'm telling you, I lose it in my face, I start to look crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I like my thickness. I just want to be gym thick, not slim thick, but gym thick. You know what I'm saying? So that was my story, which is what leads into this video, which is basically all the benefits besides weight loss. Because y'all think that this GLP-1 thing is all about weight loss, but that is the benefit. It was for diabetes patients, and they realized that the weight loss was the benefit. Now it's marketed for weight loss because who the hell don't want to lose weight? Who? But I'm here to tell y'all there's more benefits to this thing. All right? So let's go into them, and we're going to go into them quickly because I was talking too much. Okay, so it works basically when you eat. GLP-1 is released in your gut. It signals the pancreas to release insulin, or the right amount of insulin, and at the same time it slows down how your stomach empties out, preventing blood sugar spikes. Now that's why intermittent fasting is powerful, because you're also mitigating blood sugar spikes. So long story short, when you have GLP-1 receptor agonists like Wegovy, Ozempic, and tirzepatide, Mounjaro, it's mimicking this natural GLP-1 hormone that we all already have. Do you understand? This is biochemistry, this is biotechnology, okay? We have GLP-1 that is released into the pancreas, we all do. However, some of ours better than others. Some of us have issues because of insulin resistance, which was my culprit. So let's talk about it. Insulin resistance, root cause for many issues like PCOS, prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, the works. Thanks, mom and dad. Okay, so your body's gonna pump out more insulin, leading to weight gain, fatigue, hormonal imbalances, everything I just said with my own story. Okay, so the GLP-1 is gonna improve how your cells respond to insulin and reduce your liver's glucose production. And there's studies that show basically that GLP-1s improves insulin sensitivity by 25%. That's not no small number. That's a big deal. You need to be insulin sensitive so that you can regulate your body properly, and so you can manage your weight properly. But when you're insulin resistant, it's like insulin is like, it's a squatter that's like, yeah, we're not going nowhere. Like, what do you mean you're not going nowhere? No, we're gonna rack up this weight because we don't feel like going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. So now there's a 2018 study, Endocrine Connections, that showed that GLP-1 improved menstrual regularity and reduced testosterone levels in women with PCOS. My testosterone, by the way, was extremely high. And just so you know, for those of you who don't know, because you know this is the hair channel, that leads to thinning hair. When you have high androgens, high testosterone as a woman that's imbalanced, it can lead to a lot of things, especially the release of DHT, and DHT is going to kill your follicles. So you're gonna have thinner hair when you're dealing with these type of things, okay? So insulin resistance is the culprit for a lot of different things, okay? It's the bandit, it really is, okay? He's wreaking havoc. Insulin resistance is so messy that it's going to other systems of your body and telling other systems of your body that it doesn't like this and it doesn't like that, and everybody's fighting. That's what's happening. Anyway, so how it helps, GLP-1 is gonna reduce the fat deposits in your liver, and it's gonna lower inflammation, which we know inflammation all over the body is releasing cytokines that is just destroying other aspects of your body. Free radicals is making you older, is aging you, is making you sick, and causing problems, increasing cortisol. I mean, I could, the list goes on. So basically, it's gonna reduce fat liver content. There was a study in diabetes, research in diabetes care, that found that semaglutide reduced liver fat content by over 30% in over 16 weeks, okay? What this means is that it's going to reduce your fatty liver. It's going to improve all these different functions of your body that's dysregulated because of insulin resistance and because of crazy blood sugar levels in your body, okay? And for those of us who have, like me, who, you know, diabetes unfortunately is something that runs in the family, and who's been fighting with insulin resistance my whole life, and I've done a great job by myself through intermittent fasting and through not dieting, but eating, you know, whole foods, eating well, high protein, high fat, low carb diet, being in the gym, working out. Is all of that you need. You can't just take a magic pill. You can't just shoot yourself up and think that is all gonna be good in the hood. It's not, right? So it's adjunctive therapy. Basically, just to let you know, it improves insulin resistance, right? It's gonna improve PCOS. It's gonna help with any fatty liver. It's going to help with hormonal imbalances in your body. So this is great anecdotal too. Like I said, the GLP-1 for PMS and PMDD symptoms. There's so much anecdotal data about it. This is me telling you I told you my own story, and now I'm just giving you the facts, right? Cardiovascular benefits. Listen, heart health, ladies, is extremely important. We already dealing with a lot of stress. We letting these people stress us out. You know, people can be anything. People, places, things, anything stress us out. And GLP-1s aren't just for blood sugar, okay? They also lower your LDL cholesterol, which is what was a benefit that I experienced. It reduced inflammation. It decreases blood pressure. And there's a landmark study, a 2016 study in the NEJM, that showed that GLP-1 agonists like liraglutide reduced the risk of heart attack and stroke by 13% in high-risk patients. It improves your energy and mood, okay? This could be linked, obviously, anecdotally, to blood sugar control and to reduce inflammation. There's studies consistently show a 10 to 15% reduction in body weight and dramatic improvements in insulin resistance, which anecdotally is going to help you with your energy and mood levels. So what am I saying, right? And I just wanted to throw some studies out there, and I gave y'all the boring numbers and stuff at the end after telling you my story. GLP-1s aren't for everybody. I don't recommend them for someone who's completely healthy, who's not predisposed to diabetes, who doesn't have insulin resistance, who just want to lose weight really quickly. You don't need that. Lose weight on your own. Stop trying to cheat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Intermittent fast, eat the right diets, whole foods, reduce sugars or eliminate them altogether. You know, do the right things and you're gonna be fine. Work out, be active, don't be sedentary. Have a great lifestyle that revolves around self-care, health and wellness, all the things. But for my ladies who are dealing with insulin resistance, who are dealing with PCOS, who are dealing with PMDD, PMS, who are dealing with high cholesterol as a result of insulin resistance, who are dealing with all types of hormonal issues, please consider a GLP-1. Absolutely. I'm not gonna walk, I'm gonna run to get my hands on it again, because I've had it and I've seen what life was like without it. Not that I'm trying to be dependent on something, because at the end of the day, this is just adjunctive therapy. It's just additional in addition to your lifestyle. If your lifestyle sucks, everything else is gonna suck anyway. All that to say, GLP-1s really help me manage my hormones. That is the biggest fight and complaint that I have, and I'm gonna do so much more videos on hormonal changes and hormonal problems and issues. How I go up and down with my weight, my skin gets clear, it gets acne. I'm like, bro. But it's all a result mainly of insulin resistance, hormonal changes, and of course the fun stuff that we all hate to talk about. Aging. So if you want to know if you qualify for GLP-1, do me a favor, go to your doctor, speak to your doctor about your personal situation, but also you can access some information on my website, link below, to see if it's for you, if it's something that you qualify for, if it's something that you should give a try, okay? All right, baddies, like I said, it ain't for everybody, but I love you guys. Bye.